picture perfect morning from my vehicle. I'm having my coffee. um, I came across an old prayer list, and I was looking at it, and I saw that there were names that had fallen off because people passed away. My parents, my in-laws, and a few friends, and it just made me think as I was walking this morning that how short life is or can be. You just never know what tomorrow brings. And I'm reminded of that verse in the Bible where it talks about, and it's in the book of Luke and also in Matthew. It talks about how at that day, on that day, the door is going to be shut, and millions of people, millions are going to be standing, clamoring to get in. Lord, Lord, open to us, and he's going to stand there and say, depart from me, ye workers of iniquity, I never knew you. And we can kind of forget about that, because we get caught up, in the world, and we're busy in our lives, and we may not think about things as often, but I think the time calls for it because we're right there. This is like the precipice of so many things happening. There's great change going on right now. There's a total shift happening right before us. We're like standing in the days of Noah, where they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, and then we all know what happened, the great deluge of Noah's day. But anyway, the works of Cain and Abel, when you consider and ponder that, Cain's offering that was rejected was based off of the works of his own hands, and Abel's was based off of a heart that it was a spiritual offering. It was a heart that loved the Lord. He loved the Lord with all his heart, soul, mind, and strength. And that is the thing, because we've got to put God first in our lives before anything else. It means total surrender to God's will in our lives. Do we love him with all our heart, soul, mind, and strength? Or do we love the world? Do we have one foot, in the world? Are we loving, the entertainment industry and the music industry and this world's, the lust of the flesh, the pride of life? It's all about money and things like that. Because you can't serve both masters. And that's what God's looking for those, he looks at the heart to see, do we really put him first in our heart? And if we do, we're totally immersing ourselves in the waters of the gospel, the fountains of living waters, where he takes us by the hand and he guides us and leads us along the way, along that narrow path. He's teaching us, he's molding us, he's shaping us, he's explaining to us. It's an intimate relationship with the Most High God. And it's like the Song of Solomon, that book is all about the marriage between the intimacy between the Christ and his bride, the bride of Christ, which is the church. And that is the kind of intimacy he's looking for. The works of our hands, it takes you back to when Jesus in his day was admonishing the church, the Pharisees at that time, because they were doing the same thing that is happening today, where the Pharisees were accusing Jesus, well, you saved someone on the Sabbath day, and you did this, and you sat with sinners, and you did that. And Mary Magdalene, that had 7 demons, they wanted to stone her. She was caught in the very act of adultery, and he's trying to teach people about unconditional love and about forgiveness, because we're all learning and growing in grace, faith, and in the knowledge of truth. And once we are immersed in the waters of the gospel, God teaches us. We have a teachable heart. We're surrendering all to him. And it is the finished work on the cross that his son did, that Jesus did once and for all on behalf of mankind. He made perfect atonement once and for all. And that is the work that God accepts. It is what his son did on that cross. And that is what he imparts to us, his righteousness. But it's his robe of righteousness that we have to have on. Our righteousness are like filthy rags to the Lord. We don't get in by the works of our own hands. So that's why there's going to be millions of people. That's why the church is, like the church of Laodicea. we're admonished, we're reminded of how to enter in, because the disciples asked him, Lord, are there few that be saved? And Jesus was explaining to them, strive to enter in through the straight gate, because narrow is the gate and difficult is the way that leads to life, and there be that find it. But wide is the gate and broad is the way that leads to destruction, and many there are that go in thereat. He's talking about, that there's going to be millions of churchgoers that are, all about their works. But I did this, I made a statement of faith. I accepted Jesus in my heart. I attend church every week. I feed the poor. I tithe my 10%. I proclaim the gospel message. I evangelize. I do this, I do that. It's all about the works of your own hands. And so, trust me when I say, I love everyone, and I just put this out there, but forgiveness is a huge thing too. And we all have a problem forgiving people that, wrong us, do us dirty. But it's truly, breathing and releasing and forgiving others that wrong you. And loving them unconditionally, praying for them from a distance. That doesn't mean you have to have them in your life, because certainly I have boundaries. And, when people have rejected God, they have to deal with Him. They have to go to Him directly. He is the one who, He will have mercy on whom He will have mercy. People have to go to Him for that kind of, when they've wronged you. I forgive everyone. I have already forgiven everyone from a distance, anyone who's ever wronged me. But they have to answer for what they do, and it's a sad place to be, especially in this day when the veil is lifted and it's Judgment Day. Everything done in darkness is exposed and brought to the light, and that's the time we're in. So it's not a time to be, doing people dirty or trying to unalive people or harvest their energy or swap destinies and steal their abundance and their birthright and their blessings that come from God. It's not a time to be doing that, because vengeance is the Lord's and He means business. It's a day to really, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Let's just put it that way. That's where you start from. You start, you acknowledge the Most High God. But the problem is, the reason it is forgiving those that wrong you and do you so dirty is an easier thing, is because you recognize it's just like Jesus said, forgive them for they know not what they do. There's so many people that don't know the Lord. They've never had a relationship with God. And time is, I can't say time's up. I don't know. That's not my call, but I'm just sharing about how on that day when that door is slammed shut, Jesus does tell us there's going to be weeping and gnashing of teeth. There are going to be millions of people. And see, if there's only one other alternative, if you don't enter in through the straight gate, there's only other place to go. That lake of fire is a fiery pit. There's weeping and gnashing of teeth. And so I put this out there for, in good faith and in the spirit of love. Please don't take me the wrong way. We are all a work in progress. We're all working on ourselves. We're all reflecting and thinking and pondering about things that lie ahead, because we're on the precipice of so much happening right now. And so, and to he who has, more shall be required. So it is my duty to share with people in good faith and in the spirit of love, because I love you all. I really do. And I know I can be annoying. I know I trigger the demons and others, but I love them too, because as long as you have air in your lungs, there's still hope. So don't give up. There's still hope. And you can go to my YouTube channel, North Star Ministry. I read the Bible and I upload on there. I have a lot to upload on there, a lot of content. I just haven't got a chance to do much lately, but I will be doing that soon. So, but I'm uploading the Bible on there, and I wish everybody a blessed day. Bye.